Have you ever wished you could drift off to sleep effortlessly each night and wake up feeling truly refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day? If that sounds like a dream, hold on, because what you're about to hear might change your night completely. In fact, it could make you think twice about how you're treating your body before bedtime. Tonight, we're diving into 7 powerful foods that can naturally and significantly boost the quality of your sleep. And let me tell you, the results might just surprise you. But first, let's talk about something many of us have faced. Picture this: you finally get into bed, hoping for some well-earned rest. But your mind, it won't stop racing. You toss, you turn, you stare at the ceiling. Hours pass. Or maybe worse, you fall asleep, only to snap awake at 2 a.m., wide-eyed and unable to drift off again. Sound familiar? When nights like this pile up, it's more than just annoying, it's harmful. You're not only running on empty, but over time your overall health starts to decline. And here's a reality check: sleep problems become increasingly common after the age of 50. Why? Because your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock, starts shifting. The natural signals that once told you it was time to sleep, they begin to fade. But here's the silver lining. Mother Nature has already given us some amazing tools. Natural, safe, and incredibly effective. No harsh chemicals, no lab-made sleep aids, just real foods that work in harmony with your nervous system to help retrain your body to rest deeply. People who begin adding these foods into their regular routine often report brighter mornings, deeper rest, and fewer restless nights. It's as if their bodies start remembering how to sleep again. And if you're someone who's been relying on sleep aids just to get through the night, this might be your moment to finally make a clean break. So if better sleep is what you're after, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's kick things off with our first sleep-friendly food. Food number 1, the surprisingly soothing power of bananas. Yes, the humble banana sitting quietly on your kitchen counter might just be the all-natural sleep aid you never realized you needed. But what exactly makes it so special for sleep? It comes down to 3 mighty nutrients: potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Together, these form a calming trio for your nervous system. Potassium and magnesium work like a natural muscle relaxer, signaling your body that it's time to let go of the day's tension. Meanwhile, vitamin B6 plays a crucial role in converting tryptophan into serotonin, that feel-good neurotransmitter. That eases your mind and encourages relaxation. A simple banana before bed, it might just become your new nightly ritual. So remember serotonin, the calming neurotransmitter that vitamin B6 helps create from tryptophan? Well, here's the key. Serotonin eventually converts into melatonin, the hormone that gently tells your brain, it's time to sleep now. To see this in real life, picture Rosa, a 65-year-old woman who struggled with constant midnight wake-ups and twitchy, restless legs. Every night, about an hour before bed, she began eating a ripe banana, one with those soft brown spots. Nothing drastic happened at first, but within just a few days, her nighttime twitching started to fade. And after a couple of weeks, something even better happened. Her sleep grew deeper and more consistent, especially after she started incorporating other foods from this list. Sound like something you'd want for yourself? Imagine not checking the clock in frustration at 3 a.m., but instead sleeping peacefully through the night. Want to amplify the banana's effect? Try a warm oat milk banana pudding, creamy, comforting, and perfect before bed. It soothes more than just your appetite. Here's another tip. Eat a slightly greener banana now and then. Why? Because green bananas contain resistant starch, a special fiber that feeds your gut's beneficial bacteria. And guess what? Some of those bacteria are directly involved in producing compounds that support healthy sleep. Yes, your gut and your brain really do talk to each other. Just remember, this isn't a magic switch. Bananas won't knock you out like a sleeping pill. Instead, they gently guide your body back into its natural sleep rhythm. They help your brain remember how to wind down the way it's supposed to. Now moving on to the next food, almonds, the silent protectors of sleep. At first glance, almonds might seem like just a crunchy, protein-packed snack, but don't be fooled. These little powerhouses carry a hidden strength, one that quietly supports the systems in your body that control sleep. Once again, magnesium takes center stage. This mineral acts almost like a calm switch for your nervous system. When you consume almonds, magnesium helps your body relax, releasing built-up tension and preparing your system for rest gently and naturally. But that's only part of the story. Almonds also play a crucial role in managing cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. Ever lie in bed replaying awkward conversations or worrying about tomorrow's to-do list? That's cortisol talking. And almonds, they just might help quiet that inner noise. There's more. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that works against chronic inflammation. Why does that matter? Because low-grade inflammation may subtly block your body from slipping into the deep, restorative phases of sleep. You don't notice it, but your sleep quality pays the price. One last thing worth noting, the healthy fats in almonds help stabilize your blood sugar through the night. Ever wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., feeling strangely alert or even a little hungry? That could be a dip in blood sugar. Almonds might be the secret weapon to help smooth that out. So, the next time you reach for a snack before bed, think beyond chips or cookies. A small handful of almonds could be your nighttime ally. Here's the trick. To truly get the most out of almonds, timing and preparation matter. Try eating a small handful about an hour before bed. Simple, right? You can munch on them raw. But if you've got a few extra minutes, consider soaking them in water for a few hours. Why? Because soaking reduces something called anti-nutrients compounds that might interfere with how your body absorbs magnesium. And since magnesium is key to relaxation, you want to keep that door wide open. Feeling a little creative? Try making your own almond milk at home. It's easier than you think. Just soak a handful of almonds overnight, peel them, and blend with warm water. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon if you like. That little spice not only enhances flavor, but adds its own calming effect. Sip this warm, soothing drink before bed, and let the gentle magic begin. But before we move on to the rest of the sleep-enhancing foods on our list, there's something important we need to talk about, a quiet saboteur that might be slipping into your nighttime routine without you even realizing it. Let's talk about decaf coffee. It sounds innocent, right? Since it's decaffeinated, most people assume it's perfectly safe to enjoy before bedtime. But here's the surprising truth. Decaf still contains caffeine. In fact, anywhere from 3% to 10% of the original caffeine remains. And for sensitive individuals, even that small amount can be enough to disrupt sleep. But the real concern isn't just the leftover caffeine, it's how the caffeine is removed. Some decaf methods rely on chemical solvents like ethyl acetate or methylene chloride. While these may be used in small amounts, there's growing concern that even trace exposure to these chemicals can affect your brain's delicate neurotransmitters, the same ones responsible for regulating your sleep and wake cycles. And here's where it gets more interesting. Even if your decaf coffee is nearly caffeine-free and processed safely, your brain might still react to it as if it were the real thing. The familiar warmth, the rich aroma, the comforting ritual, it all sends a signal to your brain. Wake up, it's go time. That's the power of conditioned association. Your brain, trained by years of habit, might interpret the act of sipping coffee as a cue to become alert, not to relax. So even if there's barely any caffeine in your cup, your own mind could be working against your desire to wind down. And here's the kicker. This subtle disruption could be affecting your deep sleep, the most vital stage of rest. That's when your brain clears out the day's mental clutter, your immune system resets and your body begins its nightly repair work. Miss out on deep sleep, and you miss out on the true benefits of rest. So as comforting as that late-night coffee may feel, it might be sending your brain mixed signals and blocking you from the rejuvenation you desperately need. Let me introduce a gentle switch that could make all the difference. A warm cup of chamomile tea. Imagine this, you're doing everything right. No screens an hour before bed, your bedroom is calm and cozy. Maybe you've even added a bit of nighttime meditation to the mix. But despite all that, you still wake up foggy, like you've paused instead of reset. Sound familiar? You may not realize it, but your evening beverage could be the culprit. That familiar ritual of sipping on decaf coffee might be sending the wrong signals to your brain. But replace that habit with a soothing herbal infusion, like properly brewed chamomile, tea, and everything begins to shift. And here's the good news. I'll show you a simple trick later in this video that can make chamomile even more effective at promoting rest. In fact, many people notice better sleep just a few nights after making this one small change. This isn't just a theory, it's a real-world example of how clever marketing can sometimes lead us astray. Decaf coffee wears the mask of a sleep-friendly drink, but for many, it's a silent thief, stealing the deep, restorative sleep we desperately need. Now, speaking of sleep-boosting foods, let's move to the next one on our list. Cherries, the ruby red reset for your sleep. Yes, those juicy, sweet little fruits might hold the secret to resetting your sleep cycle. Most people love cherries for their flavor, but don't realize that they're also natural sleep regulators. Here's why cherries contain melatonin, the very hormone your brain produces to tell your body it's time to sleep. In an ideal world, our bodies would produce melatonin like clockwork every evening. But reality often looks different. Stress, aging, late-night screen time, and inconsistent sleep schedules can all throw your natural melatonin rhythm out of sync. This is where cherries step in. Eating just 10 to 15 cherries fresh or frozen about an hour before bed can help re-establish your body's internal rhythm. It's like a gentle nudge, helping your system remember when it's time to wind down. But that's just the beginning. Cherries are also packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants, that fight off inflammation, especially in the brain. Think of them as an overnight cleanup crew, sweeping away oxidative stress while you sleep, so you can wake up clear-headed, sharp, and emotionally balanced. Ever wake up feeling sore, stiff, or just off? It might be a sign that you're not getting into that deep healing stage of sleep. Cherries help guide your body from light sleep into the deep zone, where physical repair and true mental restoration happen. And the best part? It's simple. Add a bowl of cherries to your evening snack routine, and you just might wake up feeling like a new version of yourself. Here's one more fantastic advantage of cherries that often goes unnoticed. They're especially helpful during seasonal changes. When the length of daylight shifts, say, from summer to fall or winter to spring, your internal melatonin cycle can easily get thrown off balance. Ever notice your sleep gets weird when the days suddenly feel shorter? Cherries can act like a natural anchor, helping your body stay steady no matter what's happening outside the window. But there's a small yet crucial detail you should know. Always opt for fresh or frozen cherries. As tempting as dried cherries might be, they're often loaded with added sugars, and those sugars can cause energy spikes just when your body is trying to wind down. Instead of helping you relax, they may leave you feeling restless and alert. A great way to enjoy cherries is to keep it simple. Have them on their own, or blend them into a calming smoothie using almond or oat milk. Light, tasty, and backed. By science, it's a snack that satisfies both your cravings and your sleep cycle. Now let's move on to a fruit that might just surprise you. Kiwi, the green protector of sleep. It's bright, tangy, a little fuzzy on the outside, and potentially your next nighttime superhero. While kiwis often get tossed into fruit salads for their tropical flair, few people realize that this humble green fruit is actually one of the most science-supported sleep aids out there. Don't just take my word for it. Numerous studies, particularly out of New Zealand, the kiwi's native land, have shown that eating just 1 or 2 kiwis before bed can significantly improve both sleep duration and quality. But why is this little fruit so powerful? It all comes down to serotonin, a key neurotransmitter in the brain that helps regulate mood and sleep. Kiwis are naturally rich in serotonin, and that matters because serotonin is the direct precursor to melatonin. Think of it like setting the stage. Serotonin calms the mind and body, telling you it's time to ease into rest, and then passes the baton to melatonin to send you off to sleep. And there's even more at work inside a kiwi. Kiwis are packed with antioxidants, especially vitamin C and vitamin E. These antioxidants help fight oxidative stress, a silent but damaging force that can impact brain clarity, memory, and overall cognitive function. Have you ever woken up feeling foggy, unfocused, or just not quite yourself? That may be oxidative stress creeping in, and kiwis help tackle it from the inside out. Now here's something you might not expect. You can eat the skin. Yes, really. That fuzzy outer layer holds even more fiber and antioxidants than the flesh itself. Just give it a gentle scrub with a soft brush to remove some of the fuzz, and you're good to go. That extra fiber? It supports digestion, and as we've learned, a healthy gut plays a surprisingly large role in how well you sleep. Want to take things up a notch? Try this easy nighttime combo. About an hour before bed, eat 1 kiwi and half a banana. The tryptophan. In the banana and the serotonin in the kiwi team, up to naturally boost your body's melatonin production without the need for supplements or medication. We're talking about sauerkraut. Yes, that tangy fermented cabbage might not seem like a bedtime hero, but believe it or not, it can support your sleep in a powerful way. Think of it as giving your brain the exact building blocks it needs to generate restful, high-quality sleep. Want to make it even easier? Blend up a light midnight smoothie using kiwi, banana, and warm oat milk. It's sweet, simple, and calming for your nervous system, prepping your body for total relaxation. Now here's the best part. Kiwi isn't just about sleep. Its nutrients may also help reduce anxiety, irritability, and even muscle soreness. 3 very common culprits that often sneak in and disturb your sleep. These little green fruits pack an impressive punch, but they're not the only unexpected item on our list. Let's talk about sauerkraut again, because while it can be a powerful ally, you need to use it correctly. If you eat it the wrong way, it could actually backfire and become a sleep disruptor instead. Here's the mistake people often make. They mix sauerkraut with the wrong foods like wine, chocolate, or high cholesterol dishes. That combo might sound like a gourmet experience, but just as your body is preparing to wind down, these mixtures can quietly disrupt your neurotransmitter balance and digestion, making it harder to fall or stay asleep. So, how do you use sauerkraut? The right way. Stick to small servings, around 2 to 3 tablespoons, and pair it with a clean, complex carbohydrate like oats or brown rice. These pairings help the good bacteria in sauerkraut do their job without overloading your system. The sedi, real secret, timing. Eat it at least 2 hours before bed to give your body time to process it properly. And here's what to avoid: combining sauerkraut with red meats, heavy proteins, or highly processed dinners. These combinations can slow digestion, cause bloating or gas, and leave you with discomfort or worse, sleeplessness. But how do you know if sauerkraut isn't right for you? Your body will often give you clues. Watch for signs like facial flushing, itchy skin, sudden waves of body heat, or waking up with a dull headache. These can be signs of histamine sensitivity, something fermented foods can trigger in certain individuals. Thinking of making your own? Great idea. It's easier than you'd expect. Just slice fresh cabbage into thin strips, rub it with sea salt, and let it ferment in a sealed, clean glass jar for about a week. That's it. Buying it ready-made? Choose only raw, unpasteurized versions. Why? Because pasteurization kills the live probiotics, the very thing that makes sauerkraut a gut-friendly, sleep-supporting food in the first place. And don't forget, sauerkraut is also rich in vitamin C, which helps reduce cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. And lower cortisol. That means deeper, more peaceful sleep. One quick note before we move on. Be cautious if you're taking iron supplements, they can interact with sauerkraut's effects. Here's a twist you might not expect. What if your favorite breakfast food could actually be your bedtime hero? Oatmeal, yes, oatmeal at night. Most of us think of oatmeal as a comforting morning classic, but in reality, it might be exactly what your body is craving before bed. When made the right way and eaten at the right time, oatmeal becomes one of the most underappreciated yet effective natural sleep aids out there. So why does this humble bowl of oats work so well? The answer lies in its unique trio of nutrients: magnesium, zinc, and slow-digesting carbohydrates. Let's break it down. Magnesium helps your body shift into sleep mode. It calms your brain, relaxes tight muscles, and slows your heart rate. Zinc plays a key role too. It supports the chain reaction your body uses to produce melatonin, that all-important sleep-regulating hormone. And then there's the magic of complex carbs oats, slowly release glucose into your bloodstream, keeping your energy levels stable and preventing those dreaded 3 a.m. to wake-ups. You know that frustrating feeling waking up in the middle of the night, wide awake for no obvious reason. It's not always stress or a bad dream. Often it's your blood sugar crashing. Your body detects a sudden dip in energy and sends out a mini stress signal to wake you up. That's when the tossing, turning and clock watching begins. But with oatmeal in your system, no sharp spikes, no crashes, just steady fuel to carry you gently through the night. And here's a hidden gem. Oats contain a little-known compound called avenin. It has mild sedative effects, not enough to knock you out or leave you groggy, but just enough to settle your thoughts, quiet mental chatter, and help your mind drift peacefully into rest. Want to give it a try? Here's a simple, sleep-friendly oatmeal recipe. Cook half a cup of rolled oats in warm almond or oat milk. Add a pinch of cinnamon for extra calm, and toss in a handful of walnuts or almonds to stabilize blood sugar and support relaxation. The result? A warm, creamy, comforting bowl that tastes just as good as it helps you sleep. Prefer something lighter? Try blending half a banana with plant-based milk and a teaspoon of ground oats for a bedtime smoothie. It's easy to digest, soothing and perfect for winding down. And here's a bonus tip. Avoid taking iron supplements with high vitamin C foods like sauerkraut or this oatmeal combo. That's because vitamin C boosts iron absorption, and too much iron in the blood can actually suppress melatonin production, ironically making it harder to sleep. Chamomile, the gentle healer of sleep. Chamomile isn't just your grandma's bedtime tea. It's been used for centuries as a natural symbol of peace and rest, and modern science is finally catching up to explain why it works so well. But here's what most people don't realize: it only works when prepared the right way. Sure, you can dip a cheap tea bag into boiling water and let it sit for a minute or two. But what you'll get is little more than tinted water with a pleasant scent and very little of the actual sleep-supporting benefit. What gives chamomile its real power is a plant compound called apigenin. This naturally occurring flavonoid binds to specific receptors in your brain, the same ones targeted by anti-anxiety medications, but without the chemical side effects. It gently tells your nervous system, it's safe, you can let go now. But here's the key. To unlock the full potential of apigenin, you need to brew chamomile correctly. Forget the supermarket tea bags. Instead, look for whole dried chamomile flowers, the kind that still look like tiny blossoms. Use about 1 to 2 teaspoons per cup, pour just boiled water over them, and cover your cup. Let it steep for at least 10 full minutes. Covering. It is crucial. It helps preserve the essential oils that deliver the calming effects. Want to enhance it even more? Try combining chamomile with passion flower, lemon balm, or a touch of raw honey. Not only do they taste beautiful together, but these additions bring their own naturally sedative properties to the mix, deepening the tea's impact, especially when made a consistent part of your evening ritual. Now imagine this: 30 to 45 minutes. Before bed, you sit quietly, sipping this warm, golden infusion. The world slows down. Your body unwinds. You're not being knocked out by some pill. You're simply creating the perfect inner environment for natural, effortless sleep to take over. Chamomile doesn't force your body to sleep. It gently invites it. Think of it as your body's whisperer, the tender nudge that says, time to rest, you're safe now. It's no wonder chamomile is a bedtime staple around the world. But again, here's the truth most people miss. Its power is only fully unlocked through proper preparation. And once you've experienced the real thing, you'll understand why this simple flower has been trusted for centuries. Chamomile's secret ingredient, apigenin, is delicate, almost fragile. And if you're not careful, you can easily destroy its calming effects before you even take the first sip. So here's the truth. If you pour boiling water directly onto chamomile flowers, you're likely burning away their benefits. What's the right way to do it? Let your water cool slightly before pouring. You want it just below boiling, ideally between 80 degrees and 175 degrees Celsius. No thermometer? No problem. Watch the water. When the furious bubbling stops and the steam is still, gently rising, that's your cue. It's ready. Now don't make the common mistake of dunking the tea bag for just a couple of minutes and walking away. That's like stopping a movie halfway through. Steeping time matters a lot. For the full calming effect, cover your cup and let it steep for 8 to 10 minutes. Covering is key. It traps the volatile essential oils, concentrating them into the tea instead of letting them drift off into the air. Even the material of your cup plays a role. Choose glass or ceramic, not metal. Metals can subtly react with compounds like apigenin and dull their effect. And one more game changer. Ditch the store-bought tea bags. Opt for loose, dried whole chamomile flowers. They're more potent, richer in fragrance, and deliver a much higher dose of the good stuff your body needs. Here's your perfect bedtime recipe. Heaping tablespoon of dried chamomile flowers, cup of hot but not boiling. Water steep covered for 10 minutes. Sip slowly 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Now imagine pairing this with dim lighting, screens turned off, maybe some soft instrumental music playing in the background. Over time, this becomes more than just tea. It becomes a ritual. Your brain learns, this flavor, this smell, this quiet moment, it means the day is over. It's time to rest. Do it consistently, and in just a few days, you may notice a surprising change: deeper, longer, and more refreshing sleep. Without trying harder, and just when you think the list of natural sleep allies couldn't get any better, here comes one you've probably overlooked: walnuts. Not just heart-healthy, but a true superfood for your brain and your sleep. You've likely heard walnuts praised for their cardiovascular benefits, but their value goes beyond the heart. Inside these crunchy, buttery little nuts lies a unique blend of fats and nutrients that speak directly to your nervous system. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, essential fats your body can't produce on its own. But here's what matters most. These specific fats are crucial building blocks in your body's production of melatonin, the master hormone that orchestrates your sleep cycle. In simple terms, your brain uses these healthy fats as raw materials to create melatonin efficiently, helping you fall asleep naturally and stay asleep longer. And that's just the beginning. Just 4 or 5 walnuts before bed, that's all it takes to gently nudge your body into producing the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. But the story gets even better. Walnuts are rich in magnesium, a mineral famous for its calming effects. It helps lower blood pressure, reduce your heart rate, and relax your muscles, everything your body needs to transition into a peaceful, restful state. Think of it as a full-body exhale. And here's what truly makes walnuts stand out among sleep-supporting foods. They naturally contain melatonin. That means your body doesn't need to go through the extra steps of converting tryptophan into serotonin and then into melatonin. It's already there, ready to work its magic as soon as you need it. So if you often find yourself waking up multiple times in the middle of the night for no clear reason, low melatonin levels could be the quiet culprit. Adding walnuts to your nighttime routine might just help stabilize those levels, giving your body the support it needs to stay asleep longer and wake up less. Let me share a quick example. Martin, a 67-year-old retiree, struggled with nighttime awakenings for years. 2 or 3 times a night, he'd find himself wide awake, staring at the ceiling. But once he began eating a small handful of walnuts in the evening, something shifted. Within just a few weeks, he not only slept more deeply, but even when he did wake up, he found it much easier to drift back to sleep. Want to get even more benefit from walnuts? Here's a simple trick. Soak them in water for about 4 hours before eating. This process helps reduce phytates, natural compounds that can block nutrient absorption, and makes them easier on the stomach. Now, for a bedtime treat that's as effective as it is delicious, combine soaked walnuts with a carbohydrate-rich fruit like a banana or kiwi. Why? Because the tryptophan in walnuts needs the help of carbohydrates to cross the blood-brain barrier and begin its transformation into serotonin and eventually melatonin. While that's happening, the healthy fats in the walnuts keep melatonin production steady through the night. Imagine a small evening bowl, some soft banana slices or fresh kiwi paired with tender soaked walnuts. It's calming, satisfying, and sleep science approved. Don't underestimate these tiny seeds that resemble miniature brains. Incorporating walnuts into your evening ritual is a simple, powerful way to help your body return to its natural sleep rhythm, giving you the kind of deep, refreshing rest that leaves you energized and clear-headed the next morning. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, because we've got more tips and tools to help you build your best nights. Yet,